Hey guys, Dan here. This is going to be an update video on the progress that I'm making on the Perfect Raid Final Battle version of the Unicorn. So far the project's gone pretty smoothly. I'm getting a lot done, although you're only going to see about half of what we have ready tonight. The other half is up on skewers or painted but not detailed, so we're not going to take a look at that. But what I'm going to start with is actually our little Vanaja figure. If you remember, I did a video on how to paint this little guy earlier in the week, actually maybe last week now, and it wasn't too bad. I thought that the red lining on the figure would be a little worse than it actually turned out to be, so he's looking pretty good. I still have to paint the seated version of Vanaja, but pretty happy with what we wound up with so far. We're also done with one leg, a foot, and part of the waist skirt armor. So we'll start with the waist skirt because it's probably the least interesting of all of the painted pieces so far. So as you can see, um, they're a nice, mostly matte white. I've opted to leave the gray in a semi-gloss. I just like the contrast that it has with the white. And then when we open the cycle frame up, we have the pearl and green clear-coated psycho frame, which I showed off in a video a couple of days ago, which I'm really happy with the way that turned out. It catches the light, it's really nice. And so far, I haven't had a whole lot of paint transfer with it, which is also really great. This part's fighting me a little bit, so I'm not even going to bother opening it. And the back skirt obviously just kind of opens up like that. So I haven't been playing around with these parts too much because, of course, whenever you have paint transfer, you have to try to go back in there and clean it up. But looking at this psycho frame and just seeing how it catches the light, it's quite mesmerizing. I really like the way that turned out. And the nice part about this is if I want to go in and add LEDs in the future, it's still transparent, so it should still transmit the light. Here is one of the feet. And if you do that, that's the unicorn mode, right? Um, the reason why I don't have the blue parts on the feet is because I haven't chosen a blue color yet. And if I'm going to mix up a custom color, I want to make sure all my blue parts are consistent, right? And so far I haven't done the backpack, so it kind of prevents me from going any further on either of the feet for now. I'm probably going to do the chest and the backpack the next part, and at that point I can go back and paint the 2 feet components, because there aren't that many blue parts on the kit. And then the last bit, and I actually brought this to the last hobby meeting that we had up in Syracuse, is the entire leg. And you can see from the back that you can tell I did a multiple color application, same thing with up here, for different parts of the leg. Yep, you can see even back here. The gray, again, has been left in kind of a semi-gloss type of color, which I think contrasts really nicely with the matte white. And when we start bringing the leg up, we can see all of the darker gray colors on the inside, including right down here. This transformation right here, this moving sliding component, this is my favorite part of the kit so far. I really love the way that looks. And it still works when you have the psycho frame deployed, which I'll open up a few parts of the leg. I'm not going to transform it fully just because I don't want to break anything. But see if I can. Yep, there's some paint transfer. And let's open up the bottom too. Just like that. So up here, you can see that little spot of white. I've had paint transfer in that spot a couple of times. It's not too hard to clean up. What I've just been doing is getting a little bit of lighter fluid on a Q-tip and then just kind of rubbing it basically against the psycho frame until it comes off. It tends to take the paint up quite quickly, so it seems to be a pretty good solution. If you're having problems with paint transfer, you can try that technique. I think that would work pretty well for you. In terms of external detail, you may notice all these little gray hash marks here. This is Vallejo's I think it's just called Gray. It's from their Mecha line. That was hand brushed in there and then cleaned up. Some of the circles are filled in with just Tamiya black panel liner, and then the decals, for the final battle version, you basically get the whole Katoki decal set. So that's what's going on here. They're just the standard Katoki pattern all over this thing. And they're really nice. The only thing I don't care for is, if we zoom in all the way, a lot of the text is just the rectangles. It's not even simulated text like a Lorem Ipsum or anything like that. It's just really lazy rectangles, which was a bit of a disappointment because the text is almost big enough for you to make it out. So I know that doesn't matter to like anyone really, except for maybe myself, but hey, I care about it, so I'm sure there are other people out there that care as well. So that's the update right now. Like I mentioned, I have the other leg and the waist either painted or on skewers waiting to be painted. We're expecting some warmer weather this week, so I'm hoping that I'll get some more opportunities to paint more stuff up. And I'm kind of targeting like a mid-March, maybe end of March finish date for this guy. I still have a lot of building to go, but these legs and feet, I mean, they're really big. They got a lot of parts, so I feel like half the battle's already won. So stay tuned to the channel. I'm going to do more build montages. I'm going to be talking about this kit more as I progress through it. And once we finish this kit, I'll take a short break, probably build something smaller. And then we're going to do the full armor kit for this perfect raid. So it's going to be pretty crazy by the time it's all done. So if that sounds interesting to you, just stay tuned to the channel. There'll be plenty more coming your way. Thanks very much for checking out this video, guys, and making it all the way to the end. If you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. So take care of yourselves. Dan out.